Hello, welcome to another Stat 432 video. This video will be the introduction to week number 8. Pretty sure it's week 8, so let's look at that on the website. So, the main idea that we want to talk about this week is something called cross-validation. It's sort of, is this true? It's kind of like the last main big idea for the course. It'll sort of be a method that we use going forward in basically everything we do, and sort of the procedure that we've already been doing. This sort of train, test, and then estimation validation split. It'll be a more general procedure along the same lines. So it's sort of the de facto way that most machine learning models are tuned and selected. But along the way, we're going to introduce an even more broad idea, which is this notion of resampling your data. So one of the main ways we do that in statistics is something called the bootstrap. Now, this class is not about statistical computing, but the bootstrap is a method from statistical computing that we're going to see in a later machine learning method we use. So since it's related to all these things here, we're going to go ahead and talk about it on our way to talking about cross-validation. Right. So the other big note this week is that these two videos on the simulation and the bootstrap, I worry that some of the code in there might be a little bit unfamiliar because I recorded those videos when I used to introduce a few coding concepts a little bit differently in this course. So what I've done is I've created this video here, which I hope to use to, one, help you better understand a few things in R, but two, to show you the equivalence between a couple different ways of doing some things. Actually, that's going to be a lot of what that video is about, is breaking down, basically, I'm calling the video functional programming in R, but really the video should be called something along the lines of repeatedly applying a function to elements of a list or something like that. But basically, we're going to walk through differences between, say, using for loops or using what we call the apply functions or using something called the per package from the tidyverse, and sort of comparing and contrasting those ways of essentially doing the same thing. So I hope in that video it'll really sort of tie a few concepts together for you about our programming in a way that'll be useful for the things we're doing in this class. Yeah, otherwise, as always, there's a new quiz, office hours in Piazza, but you know that at this point. It's 8 weeks of this. You're probably sick of this intro video, but I feel like these are useful for sort of putting some context around things. Okay, so that's it. As always, if you made it to the end of the video, good job, and I will see you in the next one.